Have you ever wondered why, despite eating well, exercising regularly, and doing everything you believe is right for your health, your legs still feel weaker? Why does it seem like climbing stairs is becoming harder, as if they're getting steeper every year? Why does it take longer now than it used to just to rise from a chair? Is it simply aging, or is there another hidden factor quietly at work, slowly causing harm without making its presence known? Here's where things get interesting, because it's not always about what you're failing to do. In fact, you may already be doing something every day, completely unaware of how harmful it actually is. Most seniors, without even realizing it, make a silent mistake every single day. They do it with total confidence, believing it's the right choice, because for their entire lives, they've been told it's healthy. They've been taught that fruits are natural, packed with vitamins, and universally beneficial. And yes, many fruits are incredibly good for you. But here's the truth, the part no one talks about. Not every fruit is good for aging bodies. In fact, some fruits that we eat routinely and without question can actually cause more harm than good as we age. Some of the most commonly consumed fruits can quietly weaken your legs, increase knee pain, worsen joint inflammation, and make walking or moving around feel more difficult than it used to. These fruits are often marketed as healthy, natural choices. But for seniors, they can silently damage mobility, balance, and leg strength. As we grow older, our bodies go through a lot of changes. Circulation slows down, metabolism becomes less efficient, and the foods that once helped us in our youth can now start working against us. Certain fruits, while delicious and seemingly harmless, contain acids, natural sugars, and other compounds that can affect blood sugar levels, increase inflammation, and gradually take a toll on your leg strength. What makes it even more concerning is how subtle the damage is. The effects don't show up all at once. They build slowly over time. One day, you might suddenly feel a sharp pain in your calf. Another day, your thighs feel unusually tight after a short walk. Or perhaps your knees feel sore after standing, even if you've been resting most of the day. The connection between these symptoms and what you eat often goes unnoticed. Today, I'm going to reveal the 7 most dangerous fruits that anyone over the age of 60 should be extremely cautious with, especially if you care about protecting your legs from long-term damage, chronic pain, and growing weakness. These fruits might seem harmless, but they can slowly drain your leg strength and cause real issues with mobility and comfort. Once you learn the truth, you'll never look at your fruit bowl the same way again. So let's begin with the first fruit, one that's often celebrated for its supposed anti-inflammatory properties, but may actually have the opposite effect in older adults. Pineapple. Pineapple is tropical, juicy, and refreshing. It's been praised for years as a natural anti-inflammatory fruit due to a powerful enzyme it contains called bromelain. But here's the twist. While pineapple might offer some benefits, it can also be a silent problem, especially for seniors. Why? Because pineapple contains strong natural acids and a significant amount of sugar. These sugars, although natural, aren't as innocent as they may seem, particularly for people over 60. As we age, the blood vessels in our body become more fragile and sensitive. They don't respond to sudden spikes in blood sugar the same way younger bodies do. Eating pineapple introduces a large amount of sugar into the bloodstream quickly. That sugar spike can harm the small blood vessels that supply your legs, feet, and muscles. Over time, as circulation weakens, your legs receive less oxygen. That leads to pain, fatigue, and swelling. Even after a short walk, you may feel a dull ache in your calves, a stiffness in your knees, or unexpected pain in your ankles. And all of this might be happening while you're thinking you're eating healthy. But it doesn't stop there. Pineapple is also acidic. And for those who already have joint inflammation or arthritis, this acid can irritate joints further. It's like adding more fuel to a fire that's already burning. Many people don't connect the dots. But after eating pineapple, you may notice your legs feel heavier. It may feel like your strength is slowly slipping away. There's another concern. If you're taking medications, especially blood thinners, bromelain, the enzyme in pineapple might interact with those medications. It can make them either more powerful or less effective, leading to unbalanced results. What makes pineapple especially dangerous is that the damage doesn't come all at once. There's no clear sign that tells you something is wrong. Instead, it creeps up gradually. One day, you find it harder to walk long distances. Another day, your knees hurt even when you're sitting. And before you know it, you can't move as easily as you used to. The saddest part is that many seniors never realize that the very fruit they believe is helping them stay healthy may actually be contributing to the weakening of their legs. So what can you do about it? The key isn't necessarily to cut pineapple out completely, but to be cautious. Limit your intake. If you've been experiencing ongoing leg pain, tightness, or swelling, try avoiding pineapple for a while and see if your symptoms improve. Sometimes, a small change in diet can make a huge difference. Now, if pineapple, a fruit known for its anti-inflammatory properties, can be this harmful for aging legs, then what about a fruit that's known for boosting potassium and supporting muscles? Let's talk about bananas. Bananas are soft, sweet, and loaded with potassium. They're considered a great source of energy, and many believe they help prevent cramps and improve muscle performance. For younger people, that might be true, but for seniors, it's a different story. Bananas also contain a lot of natural sugars and carbohydrates that digest quickly. When you eat a banana, your body rapidly converts its sugars into glucose, causing a quick rise in blood sugar levels. As we've already discussed, blood sugar spikes can harm blood vessels, especially the ones that supply your legs and joints. This rise in sugar can lead to inflammation in the knees, ankles, and hips, and may even contribute to that heavy, aching feeling in your legs. While bananas may seem like a perfect snack, they might not be as helpful for seniors dealing with circulation problems or joint stiffness. Once again, this doesn't mean you have to eliminate bananas forever, but being mindful of how much and how often you eat them is important. It's about balance and listening to how your body responds. Carbohydrates in fruits like bananas mean your blood sugar levels rise quickly after eating. When this happens often, your body begins to resist insulin. Over time, this insulin resistance leads to weakened circulation and increased inflammation. And this affects your legs more than you might think. You may start noticing a dull soreness when walking or climbing stairs. You might feel heaviness in your legs, especially after meals, and even stiffness in your calves. But that's not the only concern. Bananas are also known to increase fluid retention, especially for those with heart-related issues. This fluid builds up in the body and leads to stiff joints, swollen feet, and puffy ankles. And the worst part? It's a silent process. You might not even notice it happening until it becomes too obvious to ignore. You may believe that bananas help your muscles because of the potassium they contain, and in many ways they do. But if you're eating them regularly, they could be silently draining your strength. The real danger isn't in a single banana. It's in the long-term, repeated effects. Over time, eating bananas can make simple movements harder. Walking may become slower. Stairs may feel steeper. And what once felt like natural motion can become painful and tiring. If you often feel heaviness in your legs, aching in your joints, or stiffness after meals, it might be time to take a closer look at the fruits on your plate. Bananas may not be as friendly as they first appear. But what if something even smaller, something that looks even more innocent, could be just as harmful? Let's talk about grapes. These tiny fruits are juicy, sweet, and easy to eat. Most people love grapes because they're convenient and thought to be heart-healthy, full of antioxidants. But for seniors, grapes can carry some surprising effects. Grapes contain fructose, a natural sugar. But in high amounts, fructose can become a problem, especially as we age. Fructose is absorbed directly by the liver. When the liver can't process all of it, the excess turns into fat and uric acid. And that's where the real trouble starts. Uric acid builds up in your joints, especially in your toes, ankles, and knees. Over time, this causes swelling, stiffness, and a burning or aching pain that comes and goes. Have you ever woken up with sudden pain in your big toe? Or felt tightness in your calves after eating something sweet? It could be the grapes. Even just a handful can raise uric acid levels enough to trigger joint discomfort. And because grapes are so small, they're easy to overeat. 1 cup quickly becomes 2 or 3. Without realizing it, you've taken in a high load of sugar. That sugar fuels inflammation in your body, which slows down movement and increases joint stiffness. So while grapes seem like the perfect snack, They can quietly reduce flexibility, increase swelling, and make your legs feel tired and stiff. If you're someone who eats grapes regularly and you've noticed discomfort in your knees, ankles, or toes, it might be worth considering a connection. Now let's move to a fruit that's even more deceptive. It's known for being refreshing, light, and full of water, something we all associate with summer. Yes, we're talking about watermelon. It looks harmless. It tastes light, but it may not be as safe for seniors as it seems. Watermelon is often praised for its hydration benefits. People believe it's low in calories and healthy, but there's a catch. Watermelon has a very high glycemic index, which means it raises your blood sugar levels rapidly, almost like eating candy. And for seniors, especially those with slower insulin response, this can be a major issue. When your blood sugar spikes suddenly, your body releases insulin. But as we age, insulin regulation weakens. This leads to inflammation in places with poor circulation. And where is that? Your legs. You may notice leg fatigue right after eating. There might be a dull pain during a walk, swelling around your ankles, or a strange heaviness in your knees. Even climbing stairs might start to feel like a real effort. The trick is, watermelon feels like water, but it isn't just water. It's packed with natural sugars that your body struggles to process quickly. And because it's juicy and delicious, people tend to eat more than they realize. One slice becomes 2, then 3. Each bite adds more sugar into your system. More sugar means more insulin, more inflammation, and ultimately, more leg discomfort. So while you might think watermelon is helping you stay hydrated, it may actually be making your legs feel worse over time. If you eat watermelon regularly and have noticed increased swelling or aching in your legs, it might be worth rethinking this sweet treat. And finally, let's talk about a fruit that most people consider healthy without question: oranges. They're bright, fragrant, and packed with vitamin C. They appear in juices, breakfast spreads, health supplements, and are often seen as a go-to fruit for immunity. But for seniors, oranges might be quietly aggravating joint pain. Here's why. Oranges are acidic, and as we get older, our bodies don't handle that acid the same way. If you already deal with inflammation, stiffness, or arthritis, citrus acid can make things worse. It irritates the joints quietly. You may not feel the effects right away, but over time, that low-level irritation builds. You might wake up with stiff fingers or aching knees. You might feel an uncomfortable tightness in your joints after breakfast. That seemingly harmless glass of orange juice may actually be contributing to your pain. The acid in oranges doesn't just stay in the stomach. It affects your entire system, especially the areas that are already vulnerable. So while oranges may look like a natural health booster, they can be a source of discomfort for older adults. If your joints have been feeling more sensitive lately and you often eat citrus fruits or drink orange juice, there might be a connection worth exploring. You might start your day feeling gradual stiffness in your knees, persistent pain in your hips, or discomfort in your legs after sitting for a long time. Your mobility may be decreasing, and you might notice swelling becoming more frequent. Most people assume these are just normal signs of aging. But what if one of your daily healthy habits, drinking a glass of orange juice every morning, is quietly contributing to the very joint pain you're trying to avoid? The truth is surprising. Oranges are rich in citric acid, and that acid doesn't just stay in your stomach. Once it enters your bloodstream, it can start to irritate delicate tissues throughout your body, including those surrounding your joints. This can aggravate inflammation and make existing discomfort worse. The natural sugars in oranges, when combined with the citric acid, can cause blood sugar levels to spike and crash. These fluctuations might seem harmless, but they contribute to internal inflammation. Over time, this inflammation spreads and becomes noticeable. You might feel like every step is heavier, every joint is tighter, and walking becomes more painful. While oranges may be perfectly fine for younger people with faster metabolisms and stronger circulation, seniors may experience different effects. Aging joints and slower blood flow make the body more sensitive, and the reactions build up subtly over time. The most difficult part is that you consume oranges thinking they're helping your health. For years, they've been advertised as a symbol of wellness, but now it's clear they may not be as supportive as once believed. Now let's talk about a fruit that looks clean, green, and fresh, often considered a safe, low-sugar choice. Green apples. Their crisp texture and sour taste make them popular among those looking for healthier options. They're especially favored by seniors who believe they're a smart alternative to sweeter red apples. But appearances can be misleading. Green apples contain two ingredients that can become problematic for aging bodies: malic acid and hidden natural sugars. Malic acid is the compound responsible for that tart flavor in green apples. While it's harmless or even beneficial for younger individuals, it can be rough on older digestive systems. As we age, the gut lining becomes more sensitive, and malic acid can irritate not just the stomach, but also the tissues in our joints. After eating green apples, some elderly people report pain in their hips or thighs, while others feel heat in their feet or tightness around their knees. It might not happen immediately, but over time, the accumulation of this acid causes discomfort to appear more frequently and more intensely. And then there's the sugar. Even though green apples don't taste as sweet as red ones, they still contain natural sugars. For elderly individuals with slower metabolisms, this sugar can cause blood sugar to spike and drop rapidly. This kind of fluctuation results in poor circulation, leg fatigue, and cramps at night. You might feel your calves are tired, your joints stiff in the mornings, or your legs heavier after walking or climbing stairs. The issue is made worse by the fact that green apples are often eaten raw, before bed as snacks or between meals, allowing them to continuously impact your system. They look like a health food, but green apples may actually be contributing to tight joints, restless nights, and stiffer walking. Now imagine something even sweeter, a tropical fruit that tastes like nature's candy. The beloved mango. Juicy, vibrant, and a summer favorite, mangoes are enjoyed around the world. But for seniors struggling with joint pain or weak legs, mango might be one of the worst fruits to consume regularly. The reason lies in its high natural sugar content. Mangoes don't just contain a little sugar. They deliver a massive sugar surge. For people under 30 with an active lifestyle, this sugar spike might not be a big issue. But after the age of 60, the body processes sugar differently. The rapid rise in blood sugar after eating mango triggers a strong insulin response, followed by a drop. This crash leads to inflammation, especially in areas already vulnerable, your joints. That includes your ankles, knees, and hips. For those dealing with nerve sensitivity, mango can make it worse. You may feel burning in your toes, tingling in your feet, or an uncomfortable swelling in the evening. Your legs might feel heavier, your walking pace may slow down, and your balance might feel off. The danger with mangoes is how deceptively light and refreshing they feel. Because they don't feel like a heavy meal, people often eat them in large portions. But the body reacts to the sugar the same way, no matter how light the fruit seems. Even though mangoes are natural and often considered a healthy treat, they can silently affect your joint health. Natural doesn't always mean safe, especially for people with slower circulation and aging muscles and joints. Mango may seem like a harmless pleasure, but its long-term impact can be quite harmful. So now you've seen the complete picture. While these fruits, orange, green apple, mango, have a reputation for being healthy, they can actually worsen joint discomfort and leg pain for people over 60. But here's the good news. Some fruits do the opposite. They help. They nourish the joints, support mobility, and reduce inflammation. These fruits can ease stiffness, promote circulation, and give your body strength instead of strain. Let's start with berries: blackberries, blueberries, raspberries. These tiny fruits may be small, but they pack a punch. They're rich in antioxidants, gentle on blood sugar, and known for fighting inflammation. Regularly consuming berries can improve blood flow in the legs, reduce swelling, and make movement smoother and easier. They don't trigger the painful sugar spikes and drops that fruits like mangoes do. Next, we have cherries. When consumed in moderation, cherries can reduce uric acid levels in the body. This is especially important for seniors, as excess uric acid leads to gout and joint pain flare-ups. A small handful of cherries can go a long way in soothing sore joints and relieving burning or aching sensations in the knees and toes. Just remember, moderation is key. Then there's avocado. Technically a fruit and one of the best for joint health. Avocados are full of healthy fats that cushion your joints and reduce internal inflammation. They also help regulate blood sugar and support steady energy levels without triggering insulin spikes. With avocado, you get support for both your joints and your metabolism. Looking for something sweet, but still gentle on the body? Try papaya. This tropical fruit contains special enzymes that reduce inflammation and support digestion. It's soft, easy to chew, and soothing for aging joints and stomachs. Papaya is a smart, senior-friendly fruit that's both healing and delicious. Finally, don't forget pears. When eaten with a little fiber or protein, pears offer mild sweetness without spiking your blood sugar. They're easy to digest and can be a satisfying snack that keeps your body feeling balanced and your joints moving more comfortably. Sweet fruits energize your body without putting extra strain on your legs. Each of these fruits works with your body instead of against it. They don't lead to discomfort, bloating, or swelling. Instead, they help you feel more balanced, energized, and calm. It's not just about eating fruit. It's about choosing the right ones for your body at this stage of life. The right choices lead to stronger steps, easier movement, and better mornings. Now, let me share something just for you. If you're still watching, it means you care about your body, your strength, and your future. Please know it's not too late. You can still recover. You're not alone. Aging brings stiffness, fear, and pain slowly, but you can fight back not with extreme changes, but with smart, simple steps. One meal, one fruit, one better choice at a time. These fruits aren't bad. They're just not the best for you anymore. Smarter eating means less pain, more flexibility, and better days. Now, comment what you learned. Like, subscribe, and type 1 if this helped you.